Hello everyone and welcome back to Plugin Season 3. This episode will be the first game review of the season, and I will be giving a review of the game The Gunk. Don't worry though, this review will be as spoiler free as possible. And I have a lot to say about this game, so without further delay, let's plug in. Now for those that don't know, The Gunk was a game that recently got added to Xbox Game Pass for the Series X and S consoles. The game officially released on December 16th of 2021 and was one of the many games that got added to Xbox Game Pass on day one of its release. And for those without Xbox Game Pass, The Gunk retails for about $24.99. Now this game has 17 total achievements that are all super easy to obtain. It runs at a nice solid 60 FPS, and thanks to Game Pass it can be played on the Xbox One. So if you don't have an S or an X console, you can still play this game. Now for those that also don't know, The Gunk revolves around a duo of space haulers who are struggling to make ends meet. The player character, who is named Ranny, goes out to explore a planet seeming with life and resources, hoping to find something to make a profit on. But while exploring the planet for resources, Ranny discovers remnants of an ancient civilization in a toxic cloud-like mass. The story of the game revolves around the ruins of the old civilization and fighting off the toxic mass, while the duo of haulers also face mistrust within each other. Ranny can use the resources discovered on the planet to upgrade and enhance her power glove, which is used to fend off the toxic mass, which they later named the Gunk, hence the name of the game, and basic skills such as sprinting. The developers of the Gunk are Thunderful and Imagine Informed Games, and exploration is the focus of the game's story. Throughout your exploration of the planet, you will encounter multiple enemies created by the Gunk, which make for interesting boss battles and unique achievements as well. Now when I beat the Gunk, I had achieved 12 out of the 17 total achievements, and I did not look at what any of them were before I started playing. So if you're someone who likes to look at them beforehand, this is a game where every achievement is available in a single playthrough, but do be warned though, some of the later achievements can spoil some of the boss battles, which is why I did not look at them, but if you want to, keep that in mind. The game's story is split into 8 different chapters, and the game can be beaten in about 6 to 8 hours of total playtime depending on how much exploration and Gunk fighting you choose to do. Now without going into spoilers, the story of the game is great. The game is great, I had 0 lag issues on my Series S, the controls are easy to understand and can be adjusted, and once you unlock it in I think it was chapter 5, you do get fast travel. The boss fights are fun and unique. Like I said above, the achievements are all very doable, and this game does not take very long to beat. I beat it in 2 days, but that was because I took my time and played some other stuff in between. But you could beat it in a single day if you choose to. The visuals are incredible, the voice acting is amazing, and the game immediately loads when going into different areas, and tons of other small things like that to just really make it pop. Now there are some things I should point out though. First, check everywhere for resources. There are many times throughout the game where some resources such as iron or whatever are behind a wall, in a corner you can't see, or require some amount of parkour to find. So after enemies have been cleared out, double check the area to make sure you have found everything before moving on. You can go back though. Secondly, your power glove has the ability to scan the surrounding area. This is probably the most important thing in this game. Scan everything you see, even if it doesn't show up as a result. This is important because scanning unlocks the upgrades, and there is also an achievement for scanning everything in the game. Scanning also can provide background information on some of the things you encounter within the game that aren't specified by the player. And finally, this tip I'd say is more important than the scanning tip. Keep the subtitles on. A lot of the story between the duo happens through their radio communication, and if you're not paying attention to that, you miss about 85 to 90% of the overall story the game is trying to tell. I had subtitles on for this reason, and by the time I beat it, it made the story that much more impactful. Now overall, I really enjoyed this game. In fact, I need to do another playthrough so I can get the remaining achievements I'm missing, and I'm looking forward to playing it just for the game itself, not even for those. If you're looking for a game with easy achievements, a great story, great visuals on the X or S consoles, or just something to kill a couple hours on, this is the game for you. So definitely check it out. It's on Game Pass. Worst case, download it. If you don't like it, just uninstall it. But I can guarantee that you'll like something within this game. And that's going to be the end of my review of the Gunk on Xbox Game Pass, which also means it's time to unplug once again. If you like what we do here, then be sure to share it with your friends, and you can catch every episode from this season, Season 3, and our other 2 seasons wherever you're listening to this episode at. And for the Plug-In Podcast, I'm Cade McChesney. Goodbye, and as always, happy gaming.